Hey everyone, Andy here from the Imagine Academy. Just want to take a few minutes to kind of go over all the new highlights for exocad 3.3 Chemnitz. In the first example here, we're just going to show you how exocad has improved its AI crown design. So before in the past, in the previous releases, the AI crown design was only available for single unit crowns. Now they've expanded that to 3-unit bridges, as well as optimized it for implant restorations as well. So here we're just loading in the custom abutment sample provided by exocad on the initial install. And you can see that it's using the AI crown design right now to generate the initial crown design for all 3 implant locations for the specific 4-unit restoration. And then depending on your connection, this might just take a few minutes. It always gives you a little bit of a longer estimated time, but we've sped this up a little bit, but normally for a restoration like this, you could expect it to take about 3 to 4 minutes. So you can see here, it's automatically designed my crowns with the embrasures, the contacts, and the occlusion that we're looking for. And then we'll be able just to proceed forward with the fast workflow from here. And again, just double checking the adjacent contacts. By default, they come in a little bit heavier, but we can always make those adjustments when requesting the AI crown design. So one of the biggest requests was for exocad to improve its overall custom abutment design workflow. And you can see in this latest build version that it's definitely simplified it. So in the past, we used to kind of essentially have to design each abutment from scratch by adding control points. Now we can actually choose from 3 different design types: standard, circular, angular. And then you also have the option to go back to the legacy design workflow if you're already used to that. But you can see here they've really streamlined it. We're still able to add control points wherever we need to, but in this case they've really, again, refined the process to make the overall workflow a lot more streamlined and a bit easier for the newer user. So you can see here, we're just matching the abutment's anatomy, and you also have the option to kind of automatically do this as well. But we just wanted to go through a couple of different steps here to kind of show everyone the changes in the workflow. So cylindrical, angular, standard, etc. And again, we're still working with the control points in terms of the levels, but now it's just going to be kind of the top layer and then the bottom level, which will control like shoulder width. And again, just simulating the anatomy on the abutment of our AI generated crown. We can see here we're still able to add control points and adjust the overall shape. And now we're just going to adapt the design a little bit, so something more of a traditional anterior custom abutment. And again, all these steps are optional. Like if you're initially happy with the overall shape that you're given under the standard or circular or angular designs, you don't need to make any adjustments from there. At this point, we're just turning on the distance. I like to personally show distance on the abutment to let me know like how much space I have to work with. And of course, we're given all the same freeforming tools. And as always, exocad makes things very streamlined to design the superstructures on top of those custom abutments, all within the same work DB setup. So just with a few clicks, we have our crowns, which were generated through the AI design, and our custom abutments. Again, just kind of toggling it on so everyone can kind of see our STLs. Now, another change that they've optimized in this new version will be the improved bite splint simulation. So like before, we're just going to go through the smile segmentation or teeth segmentation for this, the software will then automatically draw our bite splint outline for us. And instead of just showcasing that, we'll go through the entire bite splint design right now. Again, we've sped this up a little bit, but it was important for us to kind of show the full workflow. We didn't make any adjustments to the overall margin line that the software automatically detected for us. So you're going to see how smooth that is, but of course you can always make adjustments as needed. So from here, we're just loading the scans up into the virtual articulator. And as you can see, they automatically imported in that line for us from the smile segmentation or the teeth segmentation, I should say. And then we'll go through and create and flatten the posterior area. Although because we ran the virtual articulator, it didn't flatten the posterior area as much as we would want. So I'm just going to go through and do it a little bit manually here with the flattening tool. I have dynamic occlusion turned on so I can see all the contacts that I have across all my simulated movements. And a quick and easy way to do the anterior ramp. Some people like to import it in an STL file. I find it pretty easy just to paint the specific area that I want to raise up, and I'll just do the paint moving parts and then pull option there, or sorry, pull moving, pull the painted parts area, excuse me. And from here, we're just going to pull it into occlusion. And if I turn on dynamic, I can see how heavy I am again across my protrusive movement. And then I'm just going to do a automatic adaptation and then smooth out that area to create my anterior ramp of my night guard. Again, just smoothing out the facial and buccal surfaces. Again, just adding a little bit back so that I'm contacting upon rest there in that open bite position. And then I'm going to go back in and kind of smooth and readapt from here. And if I'm a little heavy in that specific contact points, that's okay. One of the latest features that just released with this version is the True Smile design. True Smile video specifically. So with this case, we've already taken the time to do that initial wax up for our patient, right? So I've already done the diagnostic wax up or kind of placed my no prep veneers. Nothing's changed in that regard in terms of workflow. But what we're going to showcase here is, again, the AI generated photorealistic preview as well as True Smile video. So again, just toggling on and off the True Smile. And if anyone ever wants to practice these workflows with this case, you'll be able to load that in through the specific samples. Again, we'll go ahead and generate the photorealistic preview. And all this is just to showcase all the latest features that exocad has just released. But if you would like a more in-depth walkthrough, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. All right, so we can see here how realistic that preview is giving us. It's taken the patient's existing shade and the shininess and the reflectiveness of the picture and taking all of that into account. Now, we're going to show you what the True Smile video looks like. So you can see here the before and after that was generated through exocad's AI server. And you'll have to meet the certain recommendations for the video for it to work properly. Now, one of the more requested and popular features in the latest version is the new split workflow in the bar module. So we've already taken the time to design our wax up, and now we're just drawing the margin line of our anatomic bar, and the software will automatically split that bar design from the wax up for us, just like this. We're going to take just a few minutes here to kind of freeform the bar and adapt it to our specific settings. Again, we're using those paint moving parts feature again, just like what we did in the bite splint, but this time I'm gonna just level out the bar a little bit, kind of increase its overall height and adjust its overall insertion direction, which then automatically gets adapted to my wax up design. So I no longer have to design my wax up, take that into a third-party software. I can do it all within one prescription, which is gonna save us a lot of time. And if you would like a more in-depth video of this walkthrough, we have one on our page, so go ahead and just check that out. Right, again, just going into my anatomic tools, adjusting the overall shape of the bar, fine-tuning it. Remember that we want to optimize it for the split manufacturing, so we do want to make sure that we don't have any undercuts or anything like that. And the more streamlined the design of the wax up and the bar, the easier it is to kind of fit on top of each other. Again, just smoothing out any areas that might cause any undercuts during milling. Double checking the insertion direction. And then proceeding forward to merge our designs. So in the past, we would have to kind of save the bar design in one prescription, import that into a whole new prescription, and reconvert the wax up. In this case, exocad's made it much more streamlined. Right, again, just double checking our designs, taking some time to freeform the wax up here. Now that it has been merged to the bar, right, we have to think about the minimal thickness between the materials as well as the cement gap spacing between our bar and the wax up. From there, the software will automatically punch the screw holes through the bar, through the wax up, and you're ready to merge. One of the newer updates in exocad is the Ivotion Module through Ivoclar. Ivoclar and us at Imagine have partnered so that we're able to mill their Ivotion solution through our iMill milling machines. And what that allows us to do is to mill the denture in one piece, teeth and gingiva all in one shot, rather than in the past having to process the teeth and process the gingiva separately. You're able to do that all in one go now. You have to have specific libraries, and the Denture Ivotion Module comes included with the purchase of the Denture module. So when you choose the Ivotion Ivoclar teeth, you're going to see their signature blue wave that signifies the position of each tooth. We don't want to deviate from that, because then the teeth will then bleed into the gingiva area and vice versa. So again, up to this point, we just did a very simple, I always do the basic model analysis when I go into the denture module. And then we just chose the preset teeth that we want to work with. And from there, we'll be able to go through the adaptations. exocad works seamlessly, or the denture module works seamlessly with the virtual articulator, so you can simulate the dynamic occlusion. In this case, we'll just go ahead and proceed forward with the design. All right, so we can do all of your freeform adjustments, but we're going to skip that just for this demonstration. Generate our denture base bottoms. We'll go ahead and quickly outline our denture design. Now this part is very important. We want to make sure that you engage the undercuts that you want, but here we're just going to draw a quick margin line for the sake of the demo. Now, normally it generates a fairly good initial gingiva proposition, but I'm going to show you guys a quick and easy way to add a little bit more character to your designs here. We're going to use the cylinder brush, which is typically a brush that we tend to overlook. I'm just going to add some material here along the roots to kind of create a little bit more of a root eminence, and then go back in and kind of create some separation between the roots there, add a little bit of a gingiva roll. It's going to look really intense at first, but we're going to go ahead and just touch this a couple of times with the smoothing tool. Nice little blend into the gingiva margins there. Again, we can kind of see the little bit of the before and after adding that characterization. Again, that just took me about like 30 seconds. And now normally, if you didn't choose the Ivotion workflow, the gingiva will adapt to the teeth to create your tooth pockets. In this case, it's going to be a one-piece STL. Right? So from here, if we just double check what the entire STL looks like, I'm going to turn off my anatomic shapes and it's good to go. So a few last points that exocad has released in their newer build is the inclusion of brand new tooth libraries. So the Flippidus, the Inspira are brand new that are automatically included in the workflow here. And what's really nice is that in the chain mode, for those advanced users that are doing a lot of dentures, that are doing a lot of full mouth kind of all on X workflows here, under the advanced tab, we're now given these anterior symmetry options. So we're able to kind of mirror movements instead of having to go between like chain mode and the advanced tab every single time. Everything is kind of given to us in both, right? So here we have anterior symmetry turned on, and then we also can kind of trigger the anatomic morphing. And you're going to see in a second here that in the chain mode, we can actually check off the instant anatomic morphing box. So again, we don't have to flip between the different tabs. It's going to save us a lot of time kind of setting up these more advanced cases. Now that's going to cover all of the main highlights. Stay tuned for any additional information from us at Imagine, and if anyone has any questions about the courses that we're offering or want to update, again, don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you.